Hey, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Talk Tuesday. If you've been here before, welcome back. If this is your first time, Talk Tuesday is our weekly segment where we go over tips to help you enhance your finances. Today, we will be discussing ways to save for college. Hello, hello. Thank you guys for hopping in. I love it. I love it. I love it when I come on and you guys are already here. I love it. It makes me feel so special. I appreciate you. Before I jump right in, I want to introduce myself for anybody who might be watching who is new. I am Coach D. I'm a budget coach, and I help high achieving women reach and exceed their financial goals while still enjoying life in the process. I have another cool shirt on today for those of you who saw the last two. So this one says, see, the camera's got a little angle, so I'm facing the wrong way, but asking me how I can enhance your finances. I can't get it right because the camera's like, when I move this way, the camera goes this way. But anyway, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. So we're going to get right into it. So go over some ways to save. So I'm going to give you three ways. At any time, if you have a question, definitely throw it in the chat, and I'll be peeking over there, checking it out, see what's going on. Thank you. Hey, thank you for hopping in. Oh, you love my shirt. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right. So for saving for education for college. All right. So number one, there's a such thing as a 529 plan. So that is something that I learned about later on when I was like already finished my first schooling. Like now I'm back in school, but now I'm paying out of pocket because I don't want any student loans. And there's really not enough time for me to start saving now because I'm already in it. So, hey, so I thought it would be cool to talk about ways to save. So, if maybe your kid or your niece, your nephew, somebody might be going to school soon or in the future, then this can help you to, plan ahead. So a 529 plan it's a plan. It's like an investment plan. It's similar to like a 401k for someone who's retiring. So with this plan, you put the money in. You can put the money in. It'll be tax deferred. So that money is, it's going to be before your taxes come out of your paycheck. So it would, it saves you money because it's almost like, you didn't get paid that money. And then when you pull it out, you don't pay taxes on it. It's tax free as long as you use it for the tax purposes. I mean, for educational purposes. And then the 529 plan can be used for kindergarten up to 12th grade and can be used for college. So as far as college goes, it can be paid for tuition, room and board, of course, if it's reasonable. You can use it for books. You can use it for like computers. You can use it for things like that. So it's very important. That's something you can do, and you can start putting money in it. So, but unlike other accounts, this type of account, there's no limit to how much you can put in there, every year. Some things like you can only put 18,000 in a year or whatever. You can put whatever you want in there per year. But keep in mind, when you take the money out, it has to be used for education purposes. So if you don't use it for education purposes, then you will be penalized. So I believe it's like 10% you'll be penalized. So if it's like, so definitely put in there so there's plenty of money at time when it's time to go to school, but not so much that, forgive me. So, but not so much that, sorry. So not so much that, when it's time to, cash it out or close it out, it's not so much money that doesn't cover the expenses so that you're taking out some of your money tax free, but some of it is penalized because it's not going to education purposes. So you kind of gotta, kind of figure out what you want to do. So think about how much, tuition and things it might cost, because as long as it's for your kid, then you're good. Or it could be a grandkid or a niece or nephew, depending on the plan. So definitely look into them. You can get these where it comes automatically out your bank account. You can get it so it comes out of your paycheck. I think paycheck will be better so that you don't have to pay those taxes on it. So look into that. That's a great way to save. Let me see if I had any other things I wanted to. Oh, I so I noted on here, don't go crazy because once you cash out, the amount that you pay outside of education costs will definitely be penalized. So keep that in mind. Hey, thank you for joining. Hey, Sylvia over there on LinkedIn. Hey. Oh, I appreciate you for tuning in. All right, number two, just old-fashioned savings. So with the 529, you're paying for the taxes, you're paying for it can save you in other ways as far as taxes. I'm not getting into taxes because this isn't the tax call. But, when you put money into the 529, you can also, deduct that from your taxes in a gift area, but there are different limits, but we're not getting into that. But in a regular savings account, you can put the money in there. It's not as much rules. The only thing about that though is because it will have you easily free to pull it out. So you might be tempted. It's a possibility that you might pull out. So I would say if you put in a savings account, make sure it's a savings account you can't get to as frequently. Make sure it's a savings account that has, a nice amount of interest that it builds so you can allow it to grow. And I would suggest to start as soon as the child is born or as soon as possible. And then you can put your money in there, an amount that maybe, is convenient for you, 100, 200 or whatever, and keep doing it for all those years until the child comes out of out of high school. And what if at that point the child is like, maybe I don't want to go to college? Then you still have that money. You can do stuff with it, and you won't be penalized for not using it for education. So that's another way you can do it. And also for number 3, thank you so much. Thank you for hopping in. And also, my third and final one is scholarships. There are so many scholarships. There are so many grants. There's so much money out there. If you take the time, you're just paying for with time to actually look for them, to actually apply for them. Take the time to make sure you're filling it out properly, because a lot of people are excluded because they don't even fill it out properly because they're just being so fast. But there's so much free money out there. Take the time to get what, will be helpful for your kid or your niece, your nephew, your grandchild, whichever. But look into that and, think about that, because a lot of people, and all of my serving as far as with clients, I would say, I don't want to make a number up, but I would say a large amount have student loan debt still at this time in their 40s, some in their 50s. So prevent your kid from having to worry about that, having to have that on their back, having to worry about all these student loans, because I know that was a pressure I had on me for a long time until this year. So I understand that pain, and it's like so much stress to see that high debt that you have to pay back, and you have to, worry about it now with it being, coming due, or I believe some of it already started, and you're going to be paying so much, and then you already have to live. We have the economy so high and so crazy right now, so much going on. So help them to prepare. You start for them. So you start saving for them, put it in an account, whether it's a 529, whether it's a regular savings account that just has better interest, whether it be to apply for scholarships and grants when they get older, or show them how to apply so that you can be helping them apply. They can be applying so that, it just gives them more opportunity to, enjoy school and come out of school and just be focusing on starting life and living life and finding the job that best suits them, finding the job that they love and enjoy, instead of worrying about, I got all these student loans to pay back. I have to worry about this. I have to worry about that. I believe my student loans were like 5 something a month, but I was on like a plan for something for my job, for working in public service. So I didn't have to pay that whole amount every month. But if I wasn't on that plan, I would have had to pay that whole amount every month. That would have been so much. It would have been beyond me for paying all of my bills plus that. So highly, highly recommend. Think about it early, just like I always say, just like last month was financial planning month, and we just talked about so much planning ahead for this, planning ahead for that. We talked about that every week. Even for this schooling, for preparing for that financially, plan ahead for them. Tell them early, show them early, give them the opportunity to just go ahead and not have to worry about that. Or if they do, they don't have to worry about as much. So even if you're getting scholarships or grants or prepare for half of it, that's still a step ahead of them having to worry about all of it. So think about that. I hope these tips were helpful for you all today. And yes, that would truly be helpful, because it would have been helpful for me. I tell you that. If I had some, but I did have some scholarships. I'm not gonna act like I don't have scholarships. But there was like, the first school I went to, tuition was like almost 30,000 a year. So that already started me off with a lot. And then when I transferred to a different school, it went down to like 10,000 a year because I was in state. So that definitely made it, easier for me. But, you don't want to limit your child's school that they go to because of the price. If this school might be beneficial, this school might have the exact program they want to get into. It might have other benefits that might set them up to the best job, or, something they desire to do. So you don't really want to limit them, money-wise, if you can. So that's why I say to definitely plan ahead, help them, and you consider it too. Because even if you're starting while they're young, before they even think about it or know about it. Yes, that was crazy. 30,000 a year. But you're so excited, you're going away to school. I went away to school. So I went all the way to South Carolina from Pennsylvania, and I enjoyed it. I loved every bit of it, but except for the student loans. But it's like you're worried about school. You're not worried about that money. Oh, to just put it on my student loans, I'll pay it back, and then they give you extra. Your tuition could be 26,000. They're like, well, we'll give you 30. 30 is the max. And then use that for other stuff. We're young. We're not thinking about that. We're gonna take it all. Thank you. And then we get older, and then you got all that stuff added on. So definitely tell your kids about that too. That they will give you more than you need, so you don't have to take extra. Because that's yes, one of my fellow college mates from the first school and the second school. So yes, so just be careful. Be careful. Be mindful if you're someone who maybe you're going to be going to school soon, or your children. Let them know. Share that with them so they can be prepared. Because let me tell you, it was something. But it was fun. It was a great experience. I wouldn't change it for the world. Before I go, I want to let you know this week is Black Friday. So Black Friday, I have 65% off of my Financial Freedom Mastermind, which is my community where we work together monthly, monthly challenge, weekly meetings. Actually, I have a meeting tonight after this live. So that one for the annual membership, instead of 564 for the year, it will be 199 for the year. So if you were thinking about it, it'll never be this price again. Definitely go ahead and get yourself locked in for the year. For Small Business Saturday, Sunday, I have 25% off my bill schedule, which is where I create the schedule for you for every payday for a 12-month period to just let you know what to pay so you can bounce it out and not have to worry about what's due. Make sure it's paid on the due date. And on Cyber Monday, I have 50% off of my deep dive call. On that call, we literally work on whatever you need to work on and discuss whatever you need to discuss and leave with a plan of action. So whatever your issue is that you might have. So that call is an hour long. It's not like, going over like baby stuff. No, let's dig right in. Let's create this plan. Let's talk about what we're going to do for my savings. Let's talk about what we're going to do for my debt. Whatever it is that you want to talk about in that hour, if we can cover it, we can cover it. So that is what I have going on this weekend. That's a really good. Thank you. I'm glad that you made it over that hurdle. Thank God for that. Yes, you must be talking about student loans. Me too. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you next week. And I also want to let you know, I believe this is the 45th live of the year. So I don't know if you've been on every one with me. We're breaking records over here, okay? So just thank you. I appreciate you. I hope, as always, it is helpful for you. Happy budgeting. Stick with it. Stay tuned. I'll see you Tuesday. All right. Have a good one. Any questions? Send me a message on Instagram, Enhancing Your Finances. On Facebook, Enhancing Your Finances. Go to my website, enhancingyourfinances.com, and do the contact us page. Whatever it is. If you want to chat with me, send me a message. Yes. Happy Thanksgiving. All right. See you guys. Have a good night. I appreciate you for being here always.